Hello, hello. This is Mickey Wright with Beauty Superstars Talk, and I want to welcome you guys to our very first pop-up talk. I'm super excited to be here today with our special guest. Her name is Monae Everett. In case you haven't seen her, you're going to get to hear all about her life and her career and this great new book that you got to get. We actually spoke earlier this week, which is how this turned into a pop-up. And when she told me the name of the book, which is Get Out of Your Own Way, I was like, ooh, okay, I probably knew that. And then when she told me a little bit more what it's about, it goes perfectly with our theme for this month, which is outside of the chair and looking at career options as a cosmetologist, as a barber, or what have you, where you can transition your career to have more than one stream of income or even propel into that full time. So with no further ado, I was like, I'm going to bring on Monae. So welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Mickey. You are absolute beauty royalty. I'm so excited to be on your show.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I'm so excited to have you here and super excited to have you tell us about this book. So tell us, for anyone who may not know you and your career, like how did you get started? Tell us some of the celebrities that you're working on and some of the other activities that you're doing in your business.
Absolutely. So I have been in the beauty industry almost 20 years, 2 whole decades I've been in this industry. I was always super opinionated about beauty and how people looked. And I thought, there was a Voltec Center connected to my high school. So I thought, I'll just go to cosmetology and I'll just do hair while I'm in college. Well, my family did not support me being a hairstylist. So they did everything they could to block me from getting into that cosmetology program. But eventually I was able to get in, but it's a 2-year program. So I got in my senior year in high school and had to rearrange my college career to come back to cosmetology because cosmetology is expensive. It costs the same amount as most universities. So I did cosmetology my senior year in high school, freshman year in college, and I thought, I just don't want to be broke in college, so I'll only do hair while I'm in college, but I loved it. My senior year in college, I started hearing about celebrity hairstyling and photo shoots and all of these different things, and I was like, okay, at this point, I had been in the beauty industry like 3 or 4 years. I'd never even heard of it. So I graduated college, gave my mama the degrees, and woke up and said, I'm going to be a celebrity hairstylist. Yeah, apparently it didn't work that way.
Okay.
I learned the really hard way. It does not work that way, especially if you're not in a major city. I was in the DC area and I thought DC was a major city. Oh, did I learn? Not a
Okay.
major city for entertainment, fashion, beauty, celebrity, any of those things. So I had to go back into the salon and, I just decided, okay, I'm going to get out of my own way. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to find out who the players are. I'm going to find out how to pitch myself. I'm going to make this happen. And it was so funny. I didn't know anybody in entertainment. I didn't know any celebrities. I could barely even explain what I wanted to do. So even if I had ever come across someone, they wouldn't have been able to help me because I didn't know what to ask for.
Right.
After a certain amount of time, things started going well. I was a salon manager and I would also do photo shoots and started working for brands as an educator, but eventually everything came to a dead stop all at the same time. So I said, okay, God, you must be trying to talk to me. What are you trying to tell me? He was like, remember that dream you had? I was like, no, actually, I remember this nice apartment. I remember the nice job, the good boyfriend. And he was like, no, I'm going to take all of that away. Took everything in 1 week. Everything was gone. So I decided to follow my dream and move to New York. And that's when I really started learning how things work. That's when I really started learning who the players were, what it meant to be a celebrity hairstylist, high-end hairstyling, the importance of styling all 4 hair textures, straight hair, wavy hair, curly hair, and coily hair. And that's when things really stepped up for me. But every time I felt great about an accomplishment, not only was it topped, but someone would reach out to me and say, hey, I would like to do what you're doing. And I just would think back like, okay, when I first started, I had no one to reach out to. No one could answer these questions. So one day I said, okay, I'll write this book. COVID hit, sat us all down again. So I said, apparently, yeah, God, I hear you. Write the book. I hear you. So I said, I wanted to come up with something where I could help people who wanted to do what I do, but did not have the path. And, everyone, we're all talking about diversity and inclusion. And when I thought about it, I don't see a lot of people like me backstage. And I had to think about, well, why is that? Oh, yeah, they don't know what steps to take. They, like me, they don't know what questions to ask. They don't know how to pursue what they want to do. There I birthed Get Out of Your Own Way, 25 Insider Tips for Booking Celebrity Hairstyling Clients. Let me be tacky and pull up.
Yes, pull it out. We want to celebrate you. And especially, taking the time during, the pandemic and everything and that downtime. It's like I, was online quite a bit. And it's like I saw like really two camps where one is, like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm not going to make it. The complaining, it's like, well, this isn't working. That's not working or what have you. And then, it's like the flip side are the people who are like, oh, well, okay, well, let's start doing training online and let's sit down and, really kind of catch our breath and see, where God is leading us and, and put some things out there. And like you taking the time to really sit down and put it all together. And here we are still in the midst of the pandemic and you have a book. So I want to congratulate you for, taking those steps. It's what superstars do. So, but yeah, you have to back us up just a little bit. It's like this whole show is about kind of giving everybody a backstage pass to, the leaders and movers and shakers in this industry. And I see, a few folks are joining us. Looks like Monae is on there saying hi to you. And
hey, Monae.
Yeah, and so if there are any comments or questions that you have, you guys put them in the comment section and I will do my best to kind of keep up with it and get some of these things out to her. It's like, so, but one of my questions is like, you really shared so much of your story and so much of your path to get to where you are right now. You said that there was a point where kind of God took everything from you. Tell us about that, please.
Everything. Okay, this has been coming up. We all have these stories, and it came to my attention that a lot of people really think life has just been so great for me. I grew up with a lot of challenges. So when I became an adult and, I was managing a salon and I got the job working for a brand, I was supposed to travel within a 30-mile radius, but they had me like going all over the country. And I had met this great guy and he was talking about marriage. And I had this, oh my God, amazing 2-floor duplex apartment in a high-rise. I mean, life was feeling pretty good. And he would always say, well, we should move in together. We should get married. And, maybe with some time. Then the job was great. I was traveling a bit much, but traveling. And one day they called this big company meeting and said that they were laying off a ton of people. And I thought, oh my God, I feel so sorry for them because the titles that they included were not my titles, but I still felt sorry for them. Then after that call, I got a direct phone call saying, come in and talk to me. Oh, let me back it up. So earlier in that week, I was at the boyfriend's house and my landlord called me and was like, hey, I want to thank you for always paying your rent on time. However, I hit some financial issues, so I haven't been paying the mortgage with your rent. So you got to leave. Okay. Then I got the phone call about everybody getting laid off. And I said, Jesus, thank you for sparing me. I'm not getting laid off. Then I got the direct phone call to come in to find out, guess what, girl? I was getting laid off, but here's I'll circle back to that interesting part. So I remember calling the boyfriend from the car, like profusely crying, right? And I said, well, I guess, things are working in our favor. You said we should move in together and you wanted to move somewhere else. And he said, well, actually, Monae, I think you should take some time on your own to work this out for yourself. So he broke up with me in the parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not so to laugh, but this was just like.
Yeah, no, like when I say all at one time, I am not, it's not like a movie sequence. I'm pushing it together. I mean, all at one time. I'm calling my family and they're like, we go to you for help. We don't know how to help you. We don't know what to do. So that was a new realization that people are imperfect and they won't turn into who you need them to be just because you need them to be that person. So right. I'm out of a lot of crying and a lot of breaking down. I emphasize a lot. I then started to read a little bit and I realized, hold on, this job is saying, I'm so sorry for laying you off right before your 3-month period. It was 2 days after my 3-month probationary period. So that means they had to give me severance. They had to pay me for 6 months. They had to give me the company car I was promised. They had to give me benefits. They had to give me money for tuition, just all of these things. But of course, they're not going to book me because they know I'm already fired. So 6 months, I was able to get a paycheck, a company car, and things of that nature. Now, I had to get out of my own way because those first 3 months, your girl was mad, like could barely function, mad.
Mm-hmm.
And God was like, well, remember you said you wanted to move to New York? How to move to New York? I ain't got no money. I ain't got no job. And he was like, okay, well, I'm going to leave you alone for a little bit longer and you're going to figure it out. But it helped me be able to get myself together. I started taking classes. Like, the answer to most issues for me are always going to be education and classes. There are so many things that someone else has done the work to help us learn that we don't even know is out there. There's nothing new under the sun that you could be going through. But, it feels like it. And my family couldn't help me. They don't know anything about the beauty industry. And, they were like, we told you.
Right.
We told you not to get involved with it. But it's okay. It worked out. I moved and I restarted my career in New York. I got to learn. I had skipped some steps in Northern Virginia, like assisting people, asking questions of people in the industry I wanted to be in, like celebrity hairstyling. I never even wanted to work with that company. I did it because it seemed like a good job. So apparently I had this path going this way, but I was getting these opportunities going that way. Mm-hmm. And God was like, girl, you're supposed to be over here. So he took all of that away, and now I'm back on my path.
Wow. Yeah, it's amazing because that's kind of how life works,
And it has to be in hindsight, because you can't see none of that at the time. Because everybody was like, hey, by the way, you did everything right, but we don't want you.
Right. Yeah.
With a smile. No one's prepared for that.
Yeah. And that will sit you down, where it's like, okay, I like, what do I do? Because I don't know what to do, because obviously I thought I was doing what was right, and it was kind of like right, but something
didn't pay off.
Happened.
Well, it could have helped me with different situations in the future, but at that time, and it's so funny, I don't know, I forgot who I was speaking with, but apparently their consensus was that I have always had everything handed to me, and that's why I'm giving advice. And I'm like, when I start telling people my story, you should see the look on their faces. And I'm starting to open up a bit more about it, because a lot of people go through a lot of different things, and it's about what you do with it. So when I started writing the book, I wanted to just give some tips to help people who wanted things, but I realized a lot of the things were getting in my own way. Didn't know what to do, so I did a lot of the wrong things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I actually was thinking about when with opening this up that, especially in my earlier days, I was really like, if somebody already bumped their head, then let me find them so I don't have to bump my head.
Yeah, and so, I didn't even know to find them. Like, right. I didn't know where I would find. Remember, 20 years ago, internet was popular, but like artists weren't having their own websites, and social media was a new thing. And, I reached out to a person or two that is very popular who did not like that I reached out to them. So where do you go? Where do you find this advice?
Right. So what, it's like, of course, all of it's laid out in the book, kind of step by step, but tell us a little bit, like, if there's someone out here who's like, okay, maybe I do need help. Maybe I do need direction, but I don't even know the questions to ask. I don't know who to ask, that type of thing. Is there some little tidbit you could give them to help them make their path a little smoother?
Oh, ton. And one of the things I'm going to tell you, so I have some advice that some might consider really basic, all the way up to some detailed advice, like who to pitch for jobs. Some things that people don't pay attention to is, how are you making the client in your chair feel now? Are you making them feel like a celebrity? Are you making them feel heard? Are you making them feel beautiful? Because everybody has a family member, like, I don't know, Nebraska, who's to say that, I don't know, give me a celebrity name. Whenever I do this, I can never think of celebrity.
Brad Pitt.
Okay, Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts may have family in Nebraska that she goes to visit. So
Right.
that means any salon client that's sitting in the chair could get her, could be referred to her. You might be doing her cousin, sister, aunt. She might be flying to Nebraska like, oh my goodness, I need my hair done, but I know no one in Nebraska here can do it. And if you make your clients feel amazing, they're like, oh, try Mickey. She's fast. She's always taking classes. She's really smart. She listens to what you want. I think she'd be willing to do a house call. This is how most first gigs happen. But see, for every step that you take, there's so many mini steps in the mix. Everybody just wants to jump those steps, and it just doesn't work like that. So let's say you don't know how to treat your clientele and you get a random call, however, from Julia Roberts, that could tank your career before you started because you didn't understand how to treat her. You didn't understand discretion. You didn't understand how to make her feel heard.
Yeah, I think that is like so powerful. I just want to almost like rewind and say that again, you know.
Yes, treat the clients in your chair with the utmost care and respect. You know, another example is if you're working all day for 8 hours, right? And 7 hours, you're kind, you listen, you make everybody feel great. But something has happened at that 8th hour and you are busting off. But you have one client with you for that hour, and that's the only time she's experienced you. What is her experience of you? You're unprofessional, you're loud, you're busting off, you're running late, you can't be trusted. And this is how reputations spread. Clients don't talk to each other and say, oh, I had this experience. Oh, I had that experience. No. And we know that people spread unhappiness more than happiness. You want to make these clients feel so good they have no choice but to talk about you. If you're doing Julia Roberts' cousin and you just, hey, she comes in, hey, you want the regular? All right, girl, bye.
Right.
She's not going to think about you. And Julia's like, oh my God, this hair is a mess. What do I do? She's going to be like, I don't know, girl.
Right.
Because you're not on her mind.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think so much of it all begins at the chair, and that is our training ground, if you will, for building relationships, for, like you say, learning how to listen, learning how to treat people well, learning how to greet people.
Yeah.
There's so much that comes into that will be your foundation or springboard to do those next level things.
Oh, yeah, learning how to treat them well when you don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not forget that part. Sometimes you just don't want to. Sometimes they get on your nerves. But trust and believe, if you're saying you want to work with high-end clientele or celebrities, they're going to get on your nerves.
Exactly.
And when I say high-end, that can be the first lady of the church. That can be the person at the head of the committee. That can be the person who works in the major industry. That can be the local models, the actresses, anyone who the average person would say, oh, Mickey does your hair? Oh, let me give Mickey a try. Because it takes a step. You start with your level G celebrities, and then you work up to your D list, and then you start C, B. You get what I'm saying? Everybody wants to start right at the top. Why would Beyonce need to go in the whitepages.com and find a hairstylist?
Right.
She just simply doesn't. There's, literally 110 on speed dial.
Right. Yeah. The thing that you make me think of with talking about the salon and, how you may not want to, or how your mood may shift or what have you, is especially when you're starting out and it's like you may be sitting and sitting and sitting. And then you're stewing and you're watching other people work and they have a great clientele. And, it's like you're not feeding yourself anything good during that waiting time. You're not working on a mannequin, you're not online learning something, you're not assisting some of the people that are there who may want you to, if you offered to shampoo, they'd be more than happy, or to get a towel or get the guests something.
Yeah.
So by the time you sit there, it's like, well, I don't know why I have to sit here, and why doesn't the salon owner make it, busy, and this, that, and the other. And then it's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, maybe even 6 o'clock. And that first client walks in.
And you're pissed.
Yes.
You are pissed. So you're hurting yourself when you finally have the opportunity. But get out of your own way. I'm a hold up my book cover every time I bring it up. I even talk about ways to attract clients in the salon and your online presence, and how to get them in there, how to help build up a name for yourself so that they know what they're looking for. Like I said, every single time I sat down and came up with, okay, let's try this, let's do that. It was like, hold on, let's step back. And I really wanted to drive it home being in the salon. Years ago, I realized being in the salon wasn't where I wanted to spend my time, but I did my time, maybe 10 years in the salon. There's a lot for you to learn in that salon, and you have to take and build upon those lessons for working with high-end and celebrity clients. And I really talk about, they are going to get on your nerves. You are going to be nervous, but we can work on your nerves by helping you be organized, helping you come up with a game plan, and helping you know how to dodge some of those bullets. And also by practicing, because when you're really nervous, even if they're not getting on your nerves, you're nervous, you're doing X celebrity or X, First Lady Jenkins' hair, you're nervous. You'd be surprised at things that fall out of your mouth when you're really nervous. You gotta practice.
Right. That's very true. That's very true. And that's one of the things we don't really think about. It's like what happens when we are nervous. And it's like, like you say, any new situation is going to make you nervous. But tell us, like, in addition to some of those soft skills, those relationship building skills that really will be key to, you're building your reputation and building your clientele, what are some of the actual technical skills that people, maybe you've seen in the past that they kind of fall short on, they haven't really practiced, like you?
Oh, yeah. So the unfortunate truth is that most people who reach out for jobs, because I'm very fortunate that I hire a lot of hairstylists and I refer a lot of hairstylists, when they send me the website, if they have a website, so that's an issue onto itself. When they send me their website or their Instagram, they are very proud of their work, and many times their work is highlighting that they need more styling help. The finishing many times is off. The hair extensions aren't blended. The hairline is too hard. Just, it doesn't look like hair. Or you sent a photo shoot with multiple images, and the multiple images is different angles of the hair. You made it all about the hair, and it's supposed to be a full shoot. Your model is not on point. The photography is lacking. The makeup is missing. Like, there's many times people are showing off their work, and when they're showing off their work, they're saying, but overlook this, overlook that. People in this industry cannot run the risk of overlooking any possible thing. And I use this example a lot. And if you know who I'm referencing, please don't bring up the name, because it's not about this name. A very well-known makeup artist got the opportunity, worked with Nene Leakes from Real Housewives. And for whatever the reason, maybe there wasn't enough time, but the makeup didn't come out in a pleasing way on camera. Many times what you do behind the scenes and when you take the photos, it's not the same. Right. And Twitter spent the entire hour she was on the show saying how horrible her makeup looked. And my heart broke for that makeup artist, because you don't know how it got that way. You don't know if it was a lighting issue. You don't know what got there. But if you're unprepared, that could be the end of your career.
Right.
So, yes, this book focuses on hairstylists, but I always throw my makeup artist a bone too, because yes, you'll get a lot out of this as well. So I would say really learning how to take an image. A lot of times key points are missing. Like, one really small thing that you'd be surprised that most hairstylists don't know, because you're communicating with non-hairstylists. The first thing they look for is you can't have any hair on the neck. If you let an image come out and you have hair on the neck, you're automatically looked over, because that's such a basic in this industry. Like, okay, you might have a flyaway hair we can work with, but hair on the neck, why would hair be on the neck? So I go over a lot of different things that people just don't think about. I include in the book little drills that you can do for photo shoots with your clients in the salon to help you build up a great social media image, to help you build up photo shoots of your work that you can hang up in the salon, but also to help you shop yourself to photographers so that you can start doing actual shoots. So I got you guys covered from most angles.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I've got it scrolling across the bottom. It's like, it's get out of your own way.
Yes, get out of your own way.
All of us could use some of that.
Yes.
And it's at themonaylife.com/GOOYOW, correct?
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. That is where you can get it. And because you were kind enough to bring me on your show, I do have a 20% off discount going. If you so choose to get the book, you will get it immediately. Plus, you get access to my private group, the Monae Life Society, where you can continue to ask questions and grow. So now you don't have to worry about where do I go to learn new things or to bounce things off of people.
Wow. Wow. Well, that's exceptional. That's exceptional. We've got, this is our pop-up. So we're doing a short version. So we're really like running low on our time, but it's like we do have a question here. It's like we
Yes.
want to pop up there. Radiance by Rotilla. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Salon Mini Spa. Did you have a mentor or mentors during your process?
Yes, and mentorship, I got into way later in my career. I really wish that I had gotten into it earlier. It was something that I didn't understand. But I talk a lot about what you actually get from mentors. Mentors are people you can bounce ideas off. They are not necessarily who is going to shape your career. Many times people expect someone who mentors them to also be an advocate for them or a sponsor for them. They expect them to hold their hand and walk them in the door and give them all the opportunities and possibilities. And that's just not how it goes. No one has the time, energy, or even pull to completely give someone else another career. But mentors are awesome in terms of learning new things and having someone to ask questions and bounce ideas off.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I guess anyone that knows me knows I'm a big advocate for having mentors and
Yes.
coaches and just having some people like you say like that have been down that road before that
Hmm.
you can glean information from. And it sounds like that's what your group is about.
Absolutely. And, to throw it out there, I'm a fan of paid mentorships. When
Yeah.
you have paid mentorships, that's when they're really going to bend over backwards to help
Mhm.
you. Someone who's just volunteering their time cannot be expected to go above and beyond. But if you have a paid mentorship program, what happens is you understand what you're going to receive is outlined from the beginning, so you'll know if this relationship works for you. And then
Mhm.
at that point, you get at bare minimum what's outlined, and then some extra on top of it if they have it to give.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I definitely think there's benefit, like you say, from that side of paid mentorships, but there's also, I think that a lot of times when we get things for free, we don't value it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that we, like, oh well, I'll get around to it when I get around to it kind of thing versus when I'm, paying for a service or paying for mentoring. It's like if that mentor says, well, you really should, get your website up or whatever that step is, you're going to be like, oh, well, I've got to meet with that person pretty soon. So I better work on
Yeah.
getting my website up.
It's accountability. Yeah, I was very late to the concept of paid mentorship, but mentorship is awesome because you'll skip years. Like I've been in this industry almost 20 years. So in my group, I do offer mentorship. I do even offer one-on-one mentorship as well. Uh, but some walls you don't have to keep hitting your head against. So to get some help, whether it's with a book or online courses or one-on-one mentorship, is really helpful to you. Like, don't keep making them same mistakes you don't have to make. It's just like people who believe, well, because I was hazed, the next generation should be hazed. I'm like, nah, we're past that. And I really would love, there's enough money out here for all of us to make it and thrive and live well with it. So I just really would love to help to open more doors and see more people who want these major opportunities receiving them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's so powerful, and especially where we are in our country right now, where we are in the industry right now. It's like we're definitely looking to see more, like you say, inclusion and diversity. And so any parting words that you want to share with us about that? Just, the things that you're offering with the book.
Let's see, this side might be better. Yeah, get your own copy of Get Out of Your Own Way 25 Insider Tips for Booking Celebrity Hairstyling Classes. Clients, then you can join me in my private mentorship group, the Monae Life Society. If you're ready to do something different, don't wait. Don't let the time run out. Use this setback as a setup for success and do something different.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think as you shared earlier with your own, life that just kind of like blew up in one moment, that often that breakdown is the pathway to a breakthrough. And
Yes.
so if you're feeling like you're down and you're not sure which way to go, it's like, be still for a minute, get the book, read the book and see,
Yeah.
and start to listen and see what is, what may be your next path, because sometimes
Exactly.
that's exactly what's being set up. It's something that will take you even further than you thought you wanted to go or could go.
Absolutely. If you feel like you've hit rock bottom, the best part about that is there's only one way you can go.
Right.
Up. So try something new, and know that other people have been where you are. Nothing new under the sun. People have experienced it and experienced worse and done better. So don't
Mhm.
give yourself an excuse.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah. Well,
out of your own way.
exactly. Exactly. And I think everything you shared with us is a tool to help us get out of our own way, whether it's with building relationships with the clients, that are memorable, that make them feel great and want to refer you, whoever it is, whether it's, boosting your technical skills, your social media skills, all of those things are things that we can find ourselves getting in our own way and not reaching the levels that we want to because of that. So I want to thank you for the book. I want to thank you for taking time to be here. It's like, this has been wonderful.
Thank
And
you for having me.
yes, yes. Well, yeah, it's like, we'll say goodbye for now. It's like, as I said, my name is Mickey Wright. I'm with Beauty Superstars. Um, Talk of obviously here, and Beauty Superstars, the online academy. And here we're, here to give you kind of a backstage pass to, the industry's, leaders. And so Monae definitely is one of the folks at the top of her game, and we're really proud of her for everything she's done and super excited about this new book. So take the opportunity to get that. I hope you'll come back and join me on Tuesday, which is our regularly scheduled day for Beauty Superstars Talk, where I'll have Michelle O'Connor as my guest.
Ooh, I love her.
Yeah, yeah, I know some people really know her and some people may not, but she's a 5-time winner of NAHA, which is the North American Hairstyling Awards, which is just the Oscars of the beauty industry. And it's incredible to have 5. And so she is a very creative person. So if your creativity needs a spark, come and join us. If you are looking to boost your salon business, come and join us. And especially if you're looking to compete, it's called the art of, what is it called? I'm drawing blanks here. The art of becoming a champion. And so she'll have a lot to share with us, including some of her struggles through this process as well. So that's why we're here. And I'll definitely look forward to seeing you guys on Tuesday. So visit beautysuperstars.com. There's a free gift there for you to help you through this COVID time. And I'll look forward to seeing you then. So everyone, take great care. Thanks for joining us, whether you're joining us live or joining us on the replay. And, the book is scrolling here. Get out of your own way. And the website is right there, themonalife.com/GOOYOW. So take great care, Monae. It's like, we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye.